A very good morning, students. Now we are continuing the chapter The French Revolution for class 9th. So, student, the next step towards the chapter is France abolishes monarchy and becomes a republic. The meaning of the heading is that when the France and the monarchy system and how it has become a republic country. It means the country which is having its own constitution and own law, own jurisdiction. Now, students, the situation in France continued to be tense during the following years. Although Louis XVI has signed the constitution, he entered into the secret negotiation with the King of Prussia. Rulers of other neighboring countries too were worried about the development in France and made the plans to send troops to put down the events that had been taking place there since the summer of 1789. So, student, in 1789, although Louis XVI agreed that there should be a constitutional monarchy, but still he never wanted that his autocratic rule should be ended. That's why he met the King of Prussia for this concern and the other neighboring countries' rulers so that they can stop this republic formation in France. So, uh, in 1789, in summer, they all gathered and Assembly voted in April 1792 to declare war against Prussia and Australia. And the Assembly decided that in 1792 they will do the war against the Prussia and Austria. Thousands of volunteers thronged from the provinces to join the army. They saw this as a war of the people against kings and aristocracies all over Europe. Now, thousands of men taken part in the military, and then they saw this war as a people against kings and aristocracy all over Europe. Among the patriotic songs they song was their song was the Marseillaise, composed by the poet Roger de Lisle. It was sung for the first time by volunteers from Marseilles as they marched into Paris and so got its name. Marseillaise is now the national anthem of France. So, what is the national anthem of France? Marseillaise. Now, the revolutionary was brought losses and economic difficulties to the people. While the men were away fighting at the front, women were left to cope with the task of earning a living and looking after their family. Now, what happens when the people take part in the revolutionary struggle? That time, the man has left their economic activity, and on their place, the women take care of the livelihood to earn the livelihood for the survival of family. Large section of the population were convinced that the revolution had to be carried further as the constitution of 1791 gave political rights only to the richer section of the society. Now, what had happened, student, that the another demand of the revolutionary figure in France, that they also wanted that the constitution as the constitution of 1791 only gave political rights to the richer people of the society, while the poor people were all ignored. So political clubs became an important rallying point for the people who wished to discuss government policy and plan their own forms of action. That's why the revolutionary club was set up, where they want that the power and the all the other facilities should be given, political rights should be given to the common people also who are not rich. The most successful of these clubs was that of Jacobins, okay, which got its name from the former convent of Saint Jacob in Paris. Women too, who had been active throughout this period, formed their own clubs. So women clubs was also established during the French Revolution. Okay, and now what had happened, students? Now, yes, now the members of the now women formed their own clubs Section 4 of this chapter will tell you about more their activities and demand. Now, the members of the Jacobin Club belong mainly to the less prosperous section of society. Okay, so the members of the Jacobin Club students were especially the poor people and the lower middle class people in France. They included small shopkeepers, artisans such as shoemaker, pastry cooks, and watchmakers, painters, as well as servants and daily wages workers. Now, a large group of among the Jacobins decided to start wearing long strip trousers similar to those worn by the dock worker. This was to set themselves apart from the fashionable section of the society, especially nobles who wore knee breeches. It was a way of proclaiming the end of the power wielded by the waitress of knee breeches. Now, these Jacobin came to be known as the sans-culottes and literally meaning those without knee breeches. Sans-culottes men wore in addition in red cap that symbolized liberty, and they also wore the red color cap, and it symbolized the freedom. Women, however, were not allowed to do so. Okay, now so we can see that how the Jacobin club was established, and the women club also established for fighting their political and constitutional right by the common people in the France. In the summer of 1792, the Jacobins planned an insurrections of a large number of partisans who were angered by the short supplies and high prices of food. On the morning of August 10, they stormed the palace of the Tuileries and massacred the king's guards and held the king himself as hostage for several hours. Later, the assembly voted to imprison the royal family. Elections were held from now on. All men of 21 years and above, regardless of wealth, got the right to vote. So, students, that now after 1792, now the men up to the age of 21 and above that, doesn't matter they are rich or poor, they all will be having the right to give their vote. Now, the newly elected assembly was called the Convention. On the 21st September 1792, it abolished the monarchy and declared France as a republic. So, when did the France declared as a republic nation? On 21st September 1792. Okay, now the monarchy system totally ended from the France. As you know, a republic is a form of government where the people elect their government, including the head of the government. There is, you can say, there is no hereditary monarchy. You can try and find out about some other countries that are republics and investigates when and how they became so. Louis XVI was sentenced to death. Now, the result of Louis XVI's autocratic rule is that Louis XVI was sentenced to death by a court on the charge of treason. That then the charge of fake laws and threatening the people, he was sentenced to death. On 21st January 1793, underline, on 21st January 1793, he was executed publicly at the palace of de la Concorde. The Queen Marie Antoinette met with the same fate shortly after, and after that, his queen Mary was also sentenced to death. Now, the reign of terror. Now we are talking about the year of terror in the France. The period from 1793 to 1794, the 1 year, is referred to as the Reign of Terror. Robespierre followed a policy to severe control and punishment. All those student, Reign of Terror, that Robespierre followed a policy of severe control and punishment. All those whom he saw as a being enemies of the Republic, ex nobles and clergy, members of the political parties, even members of his own party who did not agree with his method, were arrested, imprisoned, and then tried by a revolutionary tribunal. If the court found them guilty, they were guillotined. Okay, they were hanged to death. The guillotine is a device consisting of two poles and a blade with which a person is beheaded. It was named after Dr. Guillotine, who invented it. So, student, that Robespierre was a person who followed his own policy, and if he found anybody, especially he was enemy of ex nobles and clergy, if he found that anybody who is not favoring in the common rights of the people, then he guillotined them. Okay, hanged to death. Guillotine is a device, as you see that how the Lord Yeshu was given to death on a particular device, okay, wooden device. In the same way, the guillotine was you can say used to give them hanged to death. Now, Robespierre's government issued laws placing a maximum ceiling on the wages and prices. Meat and bread were rationed. Peasants were forced to transport their grain to the cities and sell it at prices fixed by the government. The use of more expensive white flour was forbidden. All citizens were required to eat the pain de equally bread and pain de glati, a loaf made of whole wheat. Equality was also sought to be practiced through forms of speech and address. Instead of the traditional way of addressing sir and madame, all French men and women were henceforth citoyen and citoyenne, citizens called. Okay, now they were not recognized the men and women sir and with the madam. Now they all will called as citizen. Churches were shut down and their buildings converted into barracks or offices. Now the church was also that after 1794, during the 1794, all churches were also converted into barracks or offices of the government. Okay, because church was a symbol of only royal people in the France, and now it has become a republic nation. Now Robespierre pursued his policy to the relentlessly that even his supporters began to demand moderation. Finally, he was convicted by a court in July 1794, arrested, and on the next day sent to the guillotine. Now, Robespierre was also guillotined in 1794. Now, directory rules France. Now, how the France converted into a directory rules. Now, the fall of Jacobin government allowed the wealthier middle classes to seize power. A new constitution was introduced which denied the vote to non-propertied section of society. It provided for two elected legislative council. These then appointed a directory and executive made up of 5 members. This was meant as a safeguard against the concentration of power in one man executive as under the Jacobin. However, the directors often clashed with the legislative council, who then sought to dismiss them. The political instability of the directory paved the way for the rise of military dictator and Napoleon Bonaparte. Okay, now Through all these changes in the form of government, the ideas of freedom, of equality before the law, of fraternity remained inspiring ideas that motivated political movements in France and rest of Europe during the following centuries. Now, did women have revolution in France? Now, we will discuss it. From the very beginning, women were active participants in the events, which brought about so many important changes in French society. They hoped that their involvement would, would pressurize the revolutionary, the government to introduce measures to improve their lives. Most women of third estate had to work for a living. Okay, they worked as seamstresses or laundresses, sold flowers, fruits, and vegetables at the market, or were employed as domestic servants in the houses of the prosperous people. Most women did not have access to education or job training. Only daughters of nobles or wealthier members of the third estate could study at convent, after which their family arranged a marriage for them. Working women had also to care for their family, that is, cook, fetch water, queue up for bread, and look after the children. Their wages were lower than those of men. So it was a condition of women in France that only the rich and the wealthier section of third estate women and the girl can take education, and after taking certain education they engaged in the marriages, and they were, if they are working, then they have to look after the family also. In order to discuss and voice their interests, women started their own political clubs and newspaper. About 60 women's clubs came up in different French cities. The Society of Revolutionary and Republican Women was the most famous of them. Okay, these were the women clubs in France, the Society of Revolutionary and Republican Women's. Okay, and and one of their main demands was that women enjoy the same political right as men. Underline that what was their main demand, student? The women demand in the France that they also wanted their equal rights to give the vote in the election. Okay, women were disappointed that the Constitution of 1791 reduced them to passive citizens. Yes, as I explained to you, the Constitution of 1791 in France. They demanded the right to vote, to be elected to the assembly, and to hold political office. Only then they felt the would their interests be represented in the new government. Okay, so in this way, such type of freedom the women in France wanted. Now, in the early years, the revolutionary government did introduce laws that helped improve the lives of women. Together with the creation of states, schools, schooling was made compulsory for all girls. Their father could no longer force them into marriages against their will, and marriage was made into a contract entered into freely and registered under civil law. Now, these changes were held in, you can say, after becoming France a republic nation. Divorce was made legal, okay, and could be applied for by both men and women. Women could now train for jobs, could become artists or run small businesses. So you can see that how the changes in the women right was held in France. Now, women's struggle for equal political rights, however, continued. During the reign of terror, the new government issued laws ordering closure of women's clubs and banning their political activities. Many prominent women were arrested and number of them executed. Now you can see that women also executed as a freedom fighter in France. Women's movements for voting rights and equal wages continued through the next 200 years in many countries of the world. The fight for the vote was carried out through an international suffrage movement during the late 19th and early 20th century. The example of the political activities of French women during the revolutionary years was kept alive as an inspiring memory. It was finally in 1946 that women in France won the right to vote. And in the inspiring women, the life of our revolutionary women, Olympe de Gouges, 1748 to 1793, has played a very remarkable job in the as a freedom fighter in France.